E3 2018, head of Microsoft Studios on Ninja Theory and the next Xbox. Microsoft and Xbox had a massive conference at E3 which showcased 50 games including many we hadn't seen before. It was mostly about the games this year, but there are also exciting hardware and corporate developments. Xbox is trying to strengthen its own line of exclusive games with the acquisition of 5 studios and is also working on exciting technological advancements with things such as Microsoft Esports sat down with head of Microsoft Studios, Matt Booty, to discuss Xbox's plans going forward. Esports, one thing that was a big focus at the conference, and I think is really exciting, is the acquisition of 5 new studios. Could you go into more detail about that? Matt Booty, to talk about those studios, we really need to back up, I think, to last fall, when my boss, Phil Spencer, was promoted to sit on Microsoft's executive leadership team. And as part of that, Xbox was really elevated to be one of the main pillars of the company. So there's gaming and Office and Windows and Azure. That sent a big message to the public, and it sent a big message to our teams inside gaming, that the company's behind us. We know that gaming is growing across the board. Console gaming, mobile gaming, PC gaming, they're all growing. There's close to 2 billion gamers on the planet today. You know it's crazy, right? And the number of people on the planet that are gaming, it's just gotten more broad than ever, so we have a big opportunity, and we have the full support of our executive leadership team and the full support of the company. So then Phil and I get together and start to think, what can we do to bring more games to our players? What can we do to build a real world-class, industry-leading, first-party team? And Phil said, go find the creators. Go find the people that are really focused on the craft, that are really focused on a creative approach to games. And that's how we, for example, connected with Ninja Theory. And in other cases, we've got a partner like Playground Games, that we've worked with for almost 6-7 years now. We wanna bet on people, we wanna bet on ideas, we wanna build up, bet on teams that know how to make games. And we looked around and Hellblade had just come out and we're all playing it. It's an amazing game and we knew we needed to go talk to them. And it's great to just bring them into the family and get them even more focused on what we're trying to go do forward. All these teams are busy, all these are busy making games, and we think it sets us up great for the future. I've seen a lot of people online say they felt Xbox needed a big year at E3 2018. Was that the feeling internally as well? I mean, our goal really was to think about it from the point of view of players and our fans, and when we think about what we want to be about, the first conversation that always happens is, what do we want our players to say about the show when it's done? And so that's why we do things like bring 50 games to the briefing. It's why we had 18 exclusives. It's why we're putting 14 games into Game Pass. So, really there's a whole world out here but for us. This show starts and ends with the players and what they're gonna take away. When people think back to the last generation of consoles, I think action and shooter games really helped define the Xbox 360. Was there a certain type of game that you wanted to focus on at E3? You know, I think we've got just a wide range of games. I think if anything our show this year had some of the biggest variety of games we've seen. And when you start to think about Ori, I mean it's this hand-painted, painterly, moody masterpiece. And there's games like Tunic, which is from a smaller studio, but I've already seen many people on Twitter already saying it looks amazing. I think we showed the biggest number of Japanese developers in our briefing, in terms of games that we showed. And then you've got just a variety from things like Forza, all the way to Sea of Thieves. I can't really think of a time, and I've been to a lot of these briefings, where the lineup of trailers that we had was so broad. Our bigger problem was we had so many games, you know. Phil even tweeted out, I think we're gonna go long, and it was a long briefing, but why not? Why not go long? If we've got the games, let's make sure we show them off. Absolutely, and I want to talk a bit more about Xbox's identity. Say Nintendo for example, they a big focus on family gaming. What would you personally say is Xbox's identity? What do you want to be in the games market? I'll start with by far Xbox, especially Xbox One, is the best place to play. We consider ourselves lucky that we had multiple developers today that chose our stage and our platform as the place to show their games off first. I think that's just a big vote of confidence that they think we are the best place to play, and that for us is really where the conversation, again, starts with the best place to play and ends with players, and I think as long as we keep orienting to that, we'll be okay. One thing which was mentioned very briefly during the conference was the next generation of consoles. The Xbox One X has come out fairly recently and it's incredibly powerful. Can the next gen really get much more powerful? We have a hard time keeping Phil from hinting of things about next gen. I'll just say we have a team of incredibly bright, hard-working engineers and technologists and designers that are always looking at how we're gonna advance hardware. From the content side of things, which is where I sit, I think that we are right now at a pinnacle of technology. We're just at a high point of mature tools, teams that really understand how to use the technology. They've worked on 2 or 3 reiterations of a game. I just think teams are getting the most out of the technology right now, and Xbox One X is just an amazing palette that they can use to paint their masterpieces, as we say. When I think about what we see teams getting out of the technology, I think this fall and this holiday is just gonna be a crazy. It's just gonna be the best holiday we've seen for games, I think. Just because, never before have game designers had such powerful technology at their disposal and never before have they been so comfortable and at ease with the technology and the platform. I'm just excited for it. I think we're definitely at the peak of where we are right now, with the technology that's out there. We're really fortunate to work inside Microsoft where we get to partner with teams like Microsoft Research on things like high-end machine learning. Even things like what we do with intelligent matchmaking in Gears of War. There's a lot of opportunity for us to partner with folks that are on the cutting edge of that stuff and it's very exciting.